simple action can make our communities safer, healthier, friendlier, and more beautiful just by planting trees. She is right. Each year, her organization donates over 10,000 trees. Even more impressive, she focuses on disadvantaged neighborhoods that have fewer resources to plant trees, and that is what we call a rad human. Please welcome the Executive Director of Forest ReLeaf of Missouri, Meredith. Give it up for y'all. ReLeaf. That's very cute. I like it. So your organization works across all of Missouri, right?
That's right. So we are Forest ReLeaf of Missouri, and we're committed to resilient tree canopy across the state. We have a tree nursery where we grow 25,000 native trees to Missouri, and that's in St. Louis County parks. And so we distribute those trees to 300 or so planting partners across the region. Partners with in schools, churches, neighborhood associations, all of that. People can get trees free for us and then plant them with their own volunteers. But then the other half of our work is really focused in St. Louis specifically, and that's where we're really helping elevate projects that are in priority ReLeaf. We also use the ReLeaf in that one too.
Yeah,
priority ReLeaf, where it might be under-resourced, low canopy, low-income communities where trees, the benefits of trees are really going to be there the most.
People don't realize the emotional thing that happens too. Like even people living amongst, like even when I walk around New York City and they have really, I think Bette Midler I should shout out. I think she's a part of why it's so green here in different areas. There are so many little beautiful parts. When you're walking around and all you see is buildings and no greenery, no flowers and nothing, it does something to you. And you know, vice versa. Like if you're walking around and you see beautiful trees and beautiful flowers, beautiful plants, it makes you feel good. It changes like the landscape of your emotional state.
100%.
And helps the community, I think, in a way that I don't think people realize.
100%. I think people take for granted sometimes the green trees that are in the background just kind of as an aesthetic.
Yeah.
But what you're expressing, I appreciate you saying that.
It's magical.
What you're saying and what many of us feel, science is really starting to prove. We know now that being in trees, being in healthy, resilient neighborhoods and landscapes lowers our stress levels. They can measure that now. We know that having healthy trees gets people outside and active, and now we have healthier, active lifestyles. We know that when we have communities and neighborhoods that have these places, people congregate, and not only are they personally healthier, but they're connected with their community in a different kind of way than if those spaces weren't there.
And it's special too. I remember when I was a kid, we did this as a community in Fort Texas. They would have us, everybody'd show up and you'd plant all these trees, kind of like this, right? And then you know, like, I planted that, and you can see that for years to come. You know what I'm saying? There's something special too that like kind of leaves your footprint a little on the community as well for the volunteers, because you survive on volunteers, right?
That is right. So we're a volunteer-led organization. We have volunteers that are working in our nursery that are growing the trees that then we give to communities, and then the number of kids and families and community members, even professionals that come out and volunteer, 14,000 or so a year that are planting Forest ReLeaf trees. And the tree itself gives all of those benefits that we talked about and all the ecosystem services for the birds and the bees and the butterflies and
actually
humans.
doing it.
But the connection that people have to being able to do something meaningful in their community, take an action that literally changes the landscape, is really powerful.
Yeah, and it's going to be here for hundreds of years, like past us. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing to kind of leave a footprint like that. Well, it's more than just planting trees, right? And just walking away. And you don't do that.
I so appreciate you asking this question because Forest ReLeaf has been around for 30 years, and we're a tree planting organization. So we grow trees and we plant them. But what we are learning and continue to learn is that the real hard part is the beginning, planning, making a strategic plan that picks the right trees for the right places for the right reasons, with the community involved, with everyone really getting on board, and then the back end where we really have to steward those trees. Sometimes you just think you can plant that tree and nature will take its course.
Especially the first few years, you have to
especially when we're planting trees in urban environments where they need more TLC. They need water for those first couple years to get established. We have to have plans for that because there's so much hope in that planting. But if those trees don't thrive,
They won't make it. Yeah,
everything that we have done into that point is kind of for nothing. So, you know, we can't take those trees for granted, and we have to, it takes resources in order to get the trees in New York to be the way they are.
Yeah. Oh, they do such a good job. Oh my gosh. Well, our friends at the Davey Tree Expert Company believe deep roots grow strong communities. They are correct. As an employee-owned company, they're proud to donate $5,000 to support your awesome work and everything you do. We love what you're doing. It's so cool. It's so important for communities, that domino effect. Thank you so much. Let's take a short break. When we come back, Blake Shelton takes the stage for an incredible performance. Stay right here.